Hey everyone, I've been doing a lot of modern card videos lately and having a lot of fun with that, but wanted to share some of vintage pickups I've gotten recently. And a few of these are really important cards for my collection and very happy to add them and to share a bit about them. This one here is one of the earlier Bradman issues. This is a 1929 Morrows. All the Morrows cards that exist are very rare, and this one is no different. So 1929-30, Bradman, in Jody Bridges' Bradman book, which, by the way, if you haven't ever seen it, it's a wonderful reference not only about Bradman cards but about all the sets that Bradman's in. She lists the rarity of the various cards, and the very tough to get cards. A lot of them might be an R6 or R7 or R8. The very rarest cards are R10s, which there might only be 10, 20, maybe 30 copies in the world, something like that. And this Morrows is actually an R10. So I think this is my first R10 Bradman, actually. I do have some R9s and R8s, but this is my rarest Bradman, and sometimes it just works this way. I actually was able to pick up 2 copies. This one, I was joking with a friend saying it's like 0.8 of a copy, so I have like 1.8 Bradman Morrows, but either way, happy to have one, even happier to have the extra 0.8. Speaking of really rare cards, this right here is one of the rare Grace cards you'll ever see. From the late 1890s, around 1897. This is the Cohen Weenan Circus Girl Cigarettes cards. There are some famous cards from this set, including soccer cards, but this is one of the biggest ones, the Grace. You can see this card looks cut very interestingly. So interesting, it looks like someone probably trimmed this. It could just be a bad factory cut, I'm not sure, but I don't think many factories would cut a card this way. But either way, this card is so rare that it's one of those that you'll be happy to pick up in any condition. And this one's actually quite nice, apart from the cut of the card. It's got a nice surface, nice image. I've seen a sale of this one a few years ago. Had a very poor condition one. This one's probably trimmed, which most collectors prefer not to get trimmed cards, which I'm no different, but I was very happy to get the chance to even buy any condition Grace Circus Girl. It's my first Circus Girl card. Happy to have it. Another one I did not have. This is Neil Harvey's, I guess you could call it a rookie card. It's one of his first cards from the 1948-49 season. One of the rarer sets that I've, and really enjoyed finding some of these. Found a few cards from this set. The Fountains of Merit from Douglas. This is actually my nicest condition one. I've got a couple that are a little bit more poor, but how cool to get a Neil Harvey signature on his rarest rookie card. That was really neat to get to pick that up. An all-time great Australian from his first series. And here's another Morrows, by the way. I also picked this one up. Definitely not as big of a name brand player as Bradman, but I was happy to pick up another Morrows there as well. Another really rare set, the Roundtrees. So the Roundtrees Coco, I was able to pick up 2 cards from that set, or I guess I'd say 1.9 cards, because I'm missing part of the Fry. For some reason, someone in history decided that they were going to use this card as a hole punch. Not sure why, what the value of that would be, but there you go. Someone did it. Very rare card. If it was not so damaged, it would be quite valuable, but happy to have it. I think that the history of the cards to me is really important, and just glad to add that. And also one of the earliest Wilf Rhodes as well. I believe these might be around 1901, so really cool there. Here we have the first 2 Bill Ponsford cards, both cards that I was missing from my collection. This is from a late 1923. It actually has the date right on there. It was from the Pals, P-A-L-S publications. I think that's December 1st, 1923. So this would be Ponsford's first ever card. I had for a long time been chasing this one, which I thought was his first card until I found that this one existed. This is the 1924 Allens. This set is quite scarce. It also contains, as far as I know, Clary Grimmett's first card. I've got a couple copies of that, which I'm happy to have. But I was also glad to pick up my first Hobbs from this set, as well as Sutcliffe. This is an early Sutcliffe card. His rookies were in 1922, and I've got one of those here. This is, as far as I know, one of his rare rookie cards, the Casket Cigarettes. You do not see these often. This is actually my second copy of this card. Was very happy to pick this up. I had looked for this for a while before I was able to find one. And again, sometimes you find one and it's not too long before you find a second, which is really cool. Once you start looking hard and asking around, you can find stuff that you might not otherwise get. And another Sutcliffe here. This looks like the Patro, but it's actually the Tuckett Suites. I would guess that these are very, very rare because I personally have not had the chance to buy any of these before. And again, this is a 1926, I believe. It looks a lot like the 1926 Patro. So was happy to pick that up. I'll end with a couple different ones. This is an old Judge from the late 1880s, maybe 1890. This is from the actual Australian distribution. So my understanding is these were created by the Goodwin Company in America for distribution in Australia. So they created some cricket cards. My friend sold me a different card, sent me this one by accident, so I'll be unfortunately sending this back to him. But the one I will be getting is the one I was really excited to get. It wasn't the Grace. The Grace is the best, but I think I got the second best. But was happy just to see this in hand. Sometimes I'd like to just be able to see a card like this. I'd never seen one of the Australian old Judge cards in person before, and they are thick. They've got a lot of weight to them. You know, some of these are really, really badly blurred or faded. This one's actually pretty decent. Percy McDonald. He was actually the, I believe he was the captain, the skipper of the Australia team there for a few years, if I remember correctly, around this time, maybe mid to late 1880s. I might be getting my history wrong there, but not a not notable player. He had some good batting performances, but. It's really the Giffen who I am excited to get. And when I get that in hand, I'll be sure to share some information about the card and the player. I'll just end with a couple here. This is a very oversized Adam Gilchrist. This one is from around 1995. So not a rookie, but an early Gilchrist, and definitely one that's harder to get. So was happy to pick that up. These oversized ones I'm definitely liking more and more, just because they really are hard to find. They're hard to find in nice condition. I know even for me, it's hard to figure out a way to keep them in really nice shape without top loaders that fit. And then here's a non-cricket card to end with, kind of a cool one. I made a video a while back about some 1950s Mexico cards. My friend sent this one to me in the mail from the same set, which I just really appreciate. One of the greatest tag team wrestling champions of all time. You've got I would probably pronounce this incorrectly, so I won't test my Spanish here, but you've got Gory Guerrero there, who was the patriarch of the Guerrero wrestling family. I know when I was a kid, Eddie Guerrero and the other Guerrero brothers were quite famous. And then you've got El Santo, the greatest lucha libre wrestler of all time. So a really cool card there. Thank you to my friend for sending that to me. Just a really stand-up awesome guy. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed these cards.